you might have heard you meet the nicest people on a Honda. We'll prove that true with this morning's guest. Meet him coming up next on Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at RedLine Powersports on Highway 501 in Myrtle Beach. We're focused on the 13th annual American Hardball, and we're visiting with one of the auction donors of the event, Jonathan Formo. Good morning, Jonathan.
Good morning.
Thanks so much for letting us in this morning.
Oh, you're welcome. Come by anytime.
And the little opening you did for us just a couple of minutes ago to get us in the mood of being here, it's pretty exciting.
Yeah. We have a real exciting place here. We've got all kind of fun toys to play with. Motorcycles and jet skis and jet boats and four-wheelers and dirt bikes and just all kind of fun toys.
Some serious stuff, albeit toys for many. I mean, some real serious stuff. You don't take it lightly, and obviously safety's a big thing on your mind, but toys are very much in vogue as well.
Absolutely. We're real focused on safety. We always encourage people to take the safety training courses that are available for motorcycles and
right.
ATVs and so forth, and we actually hold some safety classes here at our dealership several times throughout our season so that we can have the public come in and visit for an hour or two and learn a lot of the ins and outs of the proper way to handle a motorcycle on the road or the proper way to handle an ATV in the woods or
right.
the same with watercraft when you're riding in the ocean or in the rivers. There's certain ways that you want to ride these things to keep safe on them.
Oh, yeah, and you do those here at the showroom.
Yes. We just had one of our South Carolina Highway Patrol officers that's a motorcycle cop that came in and conducted one. We had some 55 people
No way.
in our break room upstairs, standing room only. Went off real well. It was a motorcycle safety training course, and it's free to the public. And
really? Great.
We offer them just because we want people to protect us, practice safety,
right.
and get out there and enjoy the sport and not get hurt.
Do you all do those regularly, Jonathan, or is that is that on a regular basis? If they called RedLine Powersports, could they find out when the next one would be? Or?
We'll be doing that this year. It's something that we worked with the Highway Patrol this year, and we've talked with the ATV people and the
right.
watercraft people, and so a new offer for us this year in 2007 is going to be to offer more safety training in all the products that we sell.
It's fascinating. Lance Thompson was with us yesterday, and I know we got a fascinating lineup this week as he talked about walking around. 44,000 square feet would take quite a while to walk around. This is incredible.
Yeah, we're real pleased with our new showroom. We have been here just a little over a year and a half, 2 years,
right.
and we've been able to acquire all of the brands of motorcycles and four-wheelers and watercraft, pretty much everything but Harley-Davidson, which the Harley people do a great job here, and we're actually starting to team up together to help promote some of the Bike Week things that come on during the year and make that transition work a little bit better. And but with all the products that we have in our showroom, we had to have a large area to display it.
Right.
With 7 different manufacturers of all these products. We actually have over 500 different models for the year model 07.
No way. 500?
Yeah, 500 different
You are
models.
kidding. Well, of course, with all brands recognized, you've got to have quite a bit. It's pretty fascinating. Of course, the real excitement we'll talk about in a few minutes, that Honda Aqua Trax right behind you that you're donating to the Hardball. But for viewers who haven't met you in the past, Jonathan, are you originally from the area?
Well, I was born in South Carolina, raised in Columbia. Spent about 10 or 12 years in Florence, and ended up here at the beach back in 1984, and just fell in love with Myrtle Beach and knew that this was going to be my home. And at the time, I had come down here to work at Honda of Myrtle Beach back in those days, and knew deep down inside I always wanted to have my own place, and if I ever was going to do it, Myrtle Beach was going to be where I was going to do it. So back in 1987, we broke ground and opened up RedLine Cycles, it was called back then. And then from that starting point, we've grown over the years, and we're now celebrating our 20th year in business. And
congratulations!
We're just really excited, and quite frankly, I really feel like we're just getting started. So
I think I saw that. I saw something, either you mentioned that or otherwise. Exciting to think about, as you say, the tip of the iceberg, just getting started.
Well, one of our goals was to acquire all the brands.
Right.
We have Honda, Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, Sea-Doo, KTM, Can-Am, Eton. You know, just you name it.
Any more? Yeah.
If it's a quality brand, we have it. And
Right.
now that we've got that secure, our goal, of course, now is to continue to grow and get better, and eventually we'll build a second location because we're going to outgrow this facility. We've only been here 2 years, and it's already getting small on us. So
My Lord.
we'll be building another location probably in the next couple of years to expand out even further and try to be able to serve the people better.
That's tremendous. Your former location, which seemed like a giant one, was about 12,000 square feet. That seemed pretty tremendous, but of course you hadn't acquired all the brands in the market at that time.
Right. That was kind of a little story about that. It was pretty funny. We had the opportunity, this was in 2000, we had the opportunity to buy out the Yamaha Kawasaki store and expand our facility. And of course, to do that, we needed to have a larger showroom. So I went to the state, and they said that shouldn't be a problem, and went to the banker. He said he'd loan me the money to do it, and so we went through a lot of blood, sweat, and tears building a new facility, and then moved in 2002, and then got a letter saying that they needed our property about 2 weeks after we opened up. So
2 weeks?
2 weeks after we opened up, they had secured the money to carry 31 on over to 544.
Right.
And so we were in the area that was going to be affected. So we ended up negotiating a deal with the state to move on, and it was a lot of hard work there for about a year, but they were very cooperative, and we had a very good resolution, and it enabled us to be able to move just a half mile down the road, start all over.
Yeah.
And then we built this larger facility, knowing that we would grow into it, and just recently we added the Suzuki and KTM line of products in the last 3 months, so that kind of rounds out all of our brands that we were looking for. And now we want to fill this place up and move on.
You said 500 different models. That's all the brands for 07.
Right.
Are there pretty dramatic differences between the, or they maybe not dramatic. They're in for different customers. They really want a Honda. They really want a Suzuki, a Kawasaki. What are some of the big differences that the brands would be apart on?
Some of the brands are more focused on certain segments, such as motorcycles, for example. In our motorcycle lines, within the motorcycle category, we have not only big cruisers and big touring models.
Right.
We also have the sport bike models, and then we have the smaller bikes that are very good for starters. We have the off-road machines. We've got street trail machines, which you can ride on or off-road. Then we have the racing competition machines that come in all different sizes. So some of the manufacturers will focus, for example, Suzuki is the strongest manufacturer out there on the sport bike market, whereas Yamaha in the metric world, which is what we deal in, they're the strongest in the cruiser market of the metric brands. Honda is the strongest in ATVs, for example, and they're very strong in the motorcycle segment too. They're the #1 in the off-road segment, the dirt bikes. They're a strong contender in both sport bike and cruisers. Yamaha the same way. They've got real good sport bikes, and today it's almost like cars. I mean, you got a guy likes a Ford or a Chevrolet or a Dodge or whatever. And it's kind of that way in our business now. You can like a Honda or Yamaha, Kawasaki, Suzuki, but anymore it's almost what color you like, what style you like, and horsepower. That's a big thing. In our watercraft segment, we sell every brand of watercraft made, and Sea-Doo has been the leader in that industry for quite some time, 10, 15 years now. And they've got some 215 horsepower jet skis.
No way.
So for the horsepower junkie, he's going to buy a Sea-Doo. Now in 07, Kawasaki is coming out with a 250 horsepower jet ski. 250 horsepower on a jet ski.
Golly.
So for the person that's got to have all the power, that's the machine. Obviously, the most that we sell are 125 to 175 horsepower, medium-powered machines that people can enjoy and not get too crazy on. So there's all kind of variety out there.
That aspect, when you talked about someone may like a Ford or a Chrysler or a Chevy, obviously they got to travel all around lots of different dealerships to find those different models, whatever their favorites are. Here, you may end up finding somebody who's loved Kawasaki forever but fall in love with a Honda when they walk in the showroom.
It's amazing how many times that people come in here for one brand and end up leaving with another.
That's
one of the advantages. There's pros and cons with having everything in one store. I think the pros outweigh the cons. One of the advantages is that we do have every brand that someone that's looking for this style of motorcycle, we have every brand made. So they can compare that Honda against that Yamaha, against that Kawasaki, against that Suzuki, right side by side. We have them sitting right side by side in the showroom. So it makes it a lot easier for the consumer that he doesn't have to go this side of town, that side of town, looking for the Honda dealer over here, the Yamaha dealer here, the Suzuki guy, and all this. We've got them all in one showroom, so they can really get a heads-up comparison of what horsepower, what weight, what speed, what price, all that stuff we can compare right here.
And that's a great point. As we sit here now, it really is fascinating for anyone who hadn't been here. And of course, you all have great hours. I think it was 9 to 6, Monday through Friday. Obviously, all open a couple hours. Thanks again for letting us in early this morning. But to get a sense just to pop by in an easy location.
Yeah, we're open 9 to 5 on Saturday also, so 6 days a week now. We used to be open only 5 days a week, but the demand Myrtle Beach, the growth of Myrtle Beach and this area has been so much. We went to a 6-day work week, and so we try to cater to the customers and make it to where they can come in and look at all the different products, make their choice, and get what they want and go home happy.
When do you have time to get out and ride, Jonathan?
Oh, I try to do it on the weekends, of course, and fortunately I've got a great staff, and and it does free me up sometimes to take a little time off here and there and go riding, or we go to a lot of dealer shows. Of course, one of the things with all the different manufacturers now, we're doing a lot of traveling to the dealer shows, so a lot of that time we'll take that travel time and kind of make it business / vacation, maybe take a day or two extra. Sometimes I'll take my wife and children with me, and other times it's all business and I can't. But it does give us an opportunity to travel all over the country and really see some great places.